There are several techniques that lawyers use to try to massively increase your personal injury settlement. These strategies often result in big settlements that are music to your lawyer's ears. And your ears too. The best way for me to show you how lawyers use these techniques is to tell you a real story that happened recently. A jury awarded a woman $14 million for her injuries from a car accident, which is amazing because she did not even have surgery. This payout is also amazing because she can still play tennis, ride a bike, and ski. I'm going to show you the tactics that her lawyers used to get this insanely huge payout. I read over 300 pages of documents from this case so that you don't miss a thing. This $14 million verdict is bigger than any verdict or settlement that I've ever seen where someone is injured but does not have surgery. Brooke is a 42-year-old mother of 3 kids. She is also an anesthesiologist working at a hospital. Brooke was rear-ended at 62 miles per hour in a car accident in Duval County, Florida. Basically, she was hit much faster than this. As a result of the impact, her vehicle rolled over on one side. There was a huge amount of damage to both vehicles in this crash. A passerby helped get Brooke out of her SUV. Brooke had neck pain and paramedics took her in an ambulance to the emergency room. That same day, a neurologist examined her and noted she was dazed from the accident. She complained of neck pain, throbbing headaches, nausea, dizziness, vertigo, and unsteadiness. They took an MRI of her brain and her neck. The neck MRI showed that 3 of the intervertebral discs in her neck were pushing on the area that surrounds the spinal cord. Now, Brooke's job is very physical, and desk jobs do not exist in her profession. And if she could not be in certain positions for a couple of minutes, she would have a lot of trouble during her job. She worried about having difficulty continuing to be an anesthesiologist. She had some anxiety and said she was horrible to drive with. I assume that she was also stressed worrying about how she'd pay her medical bills if she couldn't work in the future. It likely took Brooke a whopping 12 to 14 years to become an anesthesiologist. She had invested more than 25% of her life becoming a doctor so that she could help people who were in pain. And now she was the one in pain. 4 days after the accident, she began physical therapy. At some point after the accident, Brooke hired a car accident lawyer. There was some bad news. The other driver only had $100,000 in bodily injury liability insurance. Fortunately, Brooke had $500,000 in underinsured motorist insurance with GEICO. You know, that insurance company with the funny ads?
Okay.
Brooke bought this coverage so that she'd be compensated in the unlikely event she had a bad accident. Her lawyer offered to settle her underinsured motorist insurance claim with GEICO for $500,000. And do you think that GEICO made her a fair offer? Nope. GEICO only offered $500 to settle Brooke's claim. So Brooke's attorney sued GEICO for failing to pay her the $500,000 in underinsured motorist insurance benefits. This is the first tactic that lawyers use in the hopes of getting a much bigger settlement. They sue when appropriate. $500 is a ridiculous offer for a doctor who has a rollover car accident and 3 herniated discs and headaches. It gets worse. About 6 months after the accident, Brooke's neurologist gave her a trigger point injection to her neck. They gave her pain medication, but she felt somewhat dazed and had difficulty thinking of words. Brooke's neurologist noted that she had concussive symptoms including headaches, decreased short-term memory, and decreased thought processing. She also complained of neck pain. About 1.5 years after her car accident, Brooke was still having neck pain. She went to see a neurosurgeon. And what did GEICO do during this time? They claimed that Brooke's injuries were not permanent and they were not as serious as she claimed. There were several obstacles that made her case harder. She was still playing tennis regularly. After the accident, Brooke went skiing on 2 separate vacations. And she continued to ride the bike with her kids. Basically, GEICO argued that she was not injured badly if she could still do these activities. At trial, Brooke's neurosurgeon said that the tears in her herniated discs were caused by the accident. But her attorney knew that to get a big future pain and suffering payout, the neurosurgeon had to say that she would need surgery. Fortunately for Brooke, at trial, her neurosurgeon testified that she needed surgery in the future. Specifically, he said that she would need a 2-level disc replacement or 2-level neck fusion surgery due to the accident. This is huge because when an insurance company calculates your case value, they factor in whether your surgeon says that you will need future surgery. In fact, in a recent personal injury case, my client's doctor said that she'd need a future surgery. The result? We settled her case for over $1 million. In Brooke's case, her neurosurgeon also said that the future surgery would affect her ability to work. He said that even with surgery, she would not be able to work more than 20 more years. This is the second technique that lawyers use to increase your chance of getting a big verdict. It's focusing on the future medical care that you'll need and how your injuries will affect your ability to work. At the time of trial, Brooke did not have surgery. A jury awarded Brooke over $14.3 million for her underinsured motorist insurance claim against GEICO. This payout will take care of Brooke if she can't work past age 60. She'll be able to continue to support her family now. And will have the time to ride the bike with her kids for many years into the future. The payout will also pay for Brooke's future medical bills. Brooke's lawyers did such a fantastic job because they knew how much her injuries were worth. But the problem is you likely don't know how much your pain and suffering is worth, which kills your chance at getting a big settlement. To find out how much your pain and suffering may be worth, watch this video here or click on the link in the description below. And if you were seriously injured in Florida or on a cruise and you think someone else may be at fault, click on the link in the description below to see if I can represent you.